Secrets of Happiness. Once upon a time, in a small village by a river, there lived a woman who led a life of simplicity and modesty. Her home was a humble wooden house with a small garden where flowers and vegetables grew in abundance. She owned little, but her heart was rich with kindness and peace. The villagers adored her, not for her possessions, but for the love and wisdom she shared freely. In times of hardship they would seek her out, drawn not only by her wisdom, but by the comfort her presence provided, a sense of calm amidst the storm. One crisp autumn afternoon, a young man from the village approached her. His face was clouded with worry, his eyes burdened by something unseen. "How is it that you are always so happy?" he asked. "No matter the difficulty, you always wear a smile. Do you not know what pain is?" She gazed at him kindly and said, "Ah, my dear, I too have known pain, but I have come to learn that happiness is not something granted to us from the outside. It is something that arises from within, from how we choose to face life's trials." The young man frowned, clearly puzzled. "But how? How can you remain happy when life is full of sorrow?" She took a deep breath, then began her tale. "When I was young, I lived in a small house with my parents and my older brother. We weren't rich, but we had love and laughter in abundance. But that all changed in the blink of an eye. One night, a fierce storm came, stronger than any we had ever seen. The winds howled, and the river swelled with fury. Our house was swept away, and with it, my family. I lost everything. My heart shattered, and I was left with nothing but the sound of the storm and the emptiness in my soul. The pain. It was like nothing I had ever known before. My world seemed to fall apart, leaving me in the dark." The young man listened intently, his heart aching for her. She continued, her voice softening as if recalling a painful memory. "In those days, I could not accept the loss. I wandered through the empty days, numb and lost. I had no reason to keep going, no reason to smile. But one night, I dreamed of them. They appeared to me as if they were standing right in front of me. My mother smiled at me, and my father placed his hand on my shoulder. 'Do not despair,' they said. 'Life is cruel, but you must live on. Find a reason to smile each day, even if it's just for the smallest thing. The sun rises each morning, and so must you.'" The young man's eyes widened, his heart stirred by the depth of her pain and her strength. "And what did you do?" he asked, unable to hide his awe. She smiled, her eyes shining as if remembering that very moment. "I began to wake up each morning with a thought. Today is a new day, and no matter how difficult, I will find something to be thankful for. It might be the sound of birds singing, or the sight of a flower blooming in my garden, or the way the sunlight falls through the trees in the morning. At first, it was hard, but gradually those small moments of beauty helped me see that life, though challenging, still held moments of grace. I realized that even in the worst of times, life has its treasures, if only we choose to see them." The young man was quiet, his mind racing with thoughts. Then, after a long pause, he asked, "But if something truly terrible happens, something beyond even this, how can you still hold on to hope?" Her gaze grew softer, and she placed a hand on his shoulder. "Pain, no matter how deep, will not last forever. Time has a way of healing wounds, though not always in the way we expect. But the most important thing is this: we must not allow our suffering to consume us. We must not let sorrow claim our hearts. Even when life is at its harshest, we must rise again, as difficult as it may be, because the moment we give up is the moment we lose our chance to find joy again." The young man was silent for a long while, deep in thought. He felt as if her words had pierced through his heart, bringing light into a place he had thought was dark forever. He had come seeking an answer, but now he had found something more, a new understanding. Happiness was not a gift to be given or taken, but something that lived within each of us, waiting to be discovered in the midst of hardship. As he turned to leave, he felt lighter, as though a weight had been lifted from his chest. "Thank you," he said quietly, his voice filled with gratitude. I think I understand now." She nodded, her smile warm and gentle. "Remember, dear one, no matter how stormy life may seem, there is always something worth smiling about. Keep searching for those small joys, and they will lead you to the happiness you seek." And so the young man left her humble home, his heart a little less burdened. The woman, as always, continued to live her life with quiet grace, knowing that true happiness comes not from avoiding pain, but from learning how to face it with courage and hope.